I'm hiking Viking, and this is sleeping in the most notorious camping place in the whole Finland, Lake Bodom.
Bodom. Only to speak out that word gives chills to everyone in Finland. The reason for that are the gruesome events of Pentecost 1960, also known as the Bloody Pentecost in Finland. In the morning of June 5th, 1960, 3 teenagers were brutally murdered while camping with their friend at a cape in Oittaa, Bodominjärvi, Lake Bodom. Even though police has had many suspects during the years, the Bodom murders have never been solved. On Saturday, 4th of June 1960, 4 Finnish teenagers had decided to camp along the shore of Lake Bodom near the city of Espoo's Oittaa Manor. Maila Björklund and Anja Mäki were both aged 15 at the time. Accompanying them were their boyfriends Seppo Boisman and Nils Gustafsson, both aged 18. Sometime between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. during the early morning hours of Sunday, June 5th, Mäki, Björklund and Boisman were all stabbed and bludgeoned to death by an unknown assailant. Gustafsson, the only survivor of the massacre, had fractured facial bones that appeared to confirm his story of being a victim. He stated afterwards that he had seen a glimpse of an attacker clothed in black with bright red eyes coming for them. At about 6 a.m., a group of boys birdwatching some distance away had reportedly seen the tent collapse and a blond man walking away from the site. The bodies of the victims were discovered at about 11 a.m. by a carpenter named Esko Johansson. He alerted the police, who arrived on the scene at noon. The killer had not injured the victims from inside the tent, but instead had attacked the occupants from outside with a knife and an unidentified blunt instrument, possibly a rock, through the sides of the tent. The murder weapons have never been located. The killer had taken several items which detectives found puzzling, including the keys to the victims' motorcycles, which themselves had been left behind. Gustafsson's shoes were partially hidden approximately 500 meters from the murder site. The police did not cordon off the site nor record the details of the scene, and almost immediately allowed a crowd of police officers and other people to trample around and disturb the evidence. The mistake was further exacerbated by calling in soldiers to assist with the search around the lake for the missing items, several of which were never found. Björklund, Gustafsson's girlfriend, was found undressed from the waist down and was lying on top of the tent and had suffered the most injuries out of all the victims. She was stabbed multiple times after her death, while the other teenagers were slain with less brutality. Gustafsson was also found lying on the top of the tent. In the late March 2004, almost 44 years after the event, Gustafsson was arrested. In early 2005, the Finnish National Bureau of Investigation declared the case was solved based on new forensic analysis. According to the prosecution's interpretation of the bloodstains, Gustafsson had been drunk and excluded from the tent when he attacked the other boy, getting his jaw broken in a fight which escalated into him committing 3 murders. Modern DNA analysis was significant for the prosecution, as it showed that the 3 murdered victims' blood was on Gustafsson's shoes, but Gustafsson's own blood was completely absent. The prosecution said it followed from the lack of Gustafsson's blood on the shoes that his injuries had occurred at a different time to the attack on the murdered victims, and that the only explanation of this was that Gustafsson had committed the murders, then faked the theft of items by hiding them, further injured himself, and then went back to the tent where he, now barefoot, pretended to be unconscious. The prosecution attempted to bolster their case by alleging an identification by two bird watchers of Gustafsson as the tall blonde man at the scene of the crime, an assertion that he had been overheard making an incriminating remark, and also that a decade after the event he had boasted to a woman about his guilt. On 7th of October 2005, Gustafsson was acquitted of all charges. The court explained the verdict as due to prosecution's evidence being inconclusive, failure to show Gustafsson had a motive appropriate to crime of such extreme seriousness, and certainty about the facts now being impossible given the time that had elapsed. The state of Finland paid Gustafsson 44,900 euros for the mental suffering caused by the long remand time, but the public prosecutor refused to sue Finnish newspapers for defamation. Gustafsson did not use his right to bring charges against the newspapers as an injured party. One of the suspects in the murders was Carl Valdemar Gillström, who ran a kiosk in Oittaa. He was known to have hated campers and behaved aggressively. Gillström, known as the Kiosk Man, drowned or was drowned in Lake Bodom in 1969 and is said to have confessed to the murders in a drunken stupor to his neighbor before his death, saying, "I killed them." Among other things, Gillström is said to have filled up a well in his yard a few days after the murders, and the house and yard were thoroughly searched. However, nothing incriminating was found. On the other hand, it is possible that the looted goods had all been destroyed. Among other things, the kiosk owner's son-in-law is said to have been sure that the murder weapon was in a filled well. According to the police, the kiosk owner had an alibi for the murder provided by Gillström's wife. She said that she has been up all night and that he had not left the house. However, before she died, the wife who gave the alibi said that the man had threatened to kill her if she told the truth. And here we have a picture of him sitting in front of his kiosk, and what do we got? Might even be the murder weapon. Alright guys, you know what's next. Let's take a plane to Finland. Here we are. We came to the location. Actually, the parking place where I wanted to park is over there. But there's a car. It's 1 o'clock. I will check here for a while if they are leaving. If they're not leaving, I probably have to scare them somehow to go away from there. Because, yeah, I need to go to the murder cape. Those kids are not going away anywhere. It's full moon. Perfect. It's really chilly. Only 3 degrees
I really don't know. Let's just try to sneak here. Sneak our way. I got my knife. My Isakki Järvenpää. And now those two cars are leaving. Alright. But the youngsters are still here. Whatever they are doing there. I don't know. All right, guys. I'm sorry that I don't have any light on. But I'm afraid. I'm afraid someone might see me. Okay. No camping. Well, we're not going to make a camp here, aren't we? Yeah. So, we are at the beach. That's where the murder cape is. Great. I'm afraid. Must put on some light. Guys, this is where the tent was. The boys' motorcycles, they were leaning here, one on this side, this tree, one on this tree on the other side, and the tent was here. Put the red on. This is good. This is enough. Check out. End of the cape. If someone comes to ask, what are we doing here? We're fishing. I got my rod with me. actually walking towards the end of the cape. It's quite okay, but when I watch back to the forest where the tent was, it looks really bad. Sorry. So it's 2 o'clock. 1960. It was also 2 o'clock when one of the girls was writing the last page in her diary. Boys are fishing. And after that, she died. And Nils Gustafsson told later, when they put him to hypnosis, he told that he saw a man dressed in black with red eyes coming and attacking. Now, come to think of it, it was Sunday morning. You show me a Finnish man Sunday morning, and I will show you a man with red eyes. It is scary here. Not so scary though, like 65 years ago. Because there are so many lights. Spot of the murder was up here. I think I'm putting my bivy here tonight. It's a bit challenging with the color coding of the bivy in the red light, but we will manage. Alright, tent pegs. Perfect. Something. Maybe just some birds. Fuck. What is that? Strange noises. I'm planning on trying to sleep. I don't know if I can sleep here, but I have to try. I'm really scared. I hear some noises, and then I realized that it's me who is making these noises. Alright, let's go into Bibi. Alright, I'm hiking Viking, and this is sleeping in the most notorious camping place in the whole Finland, Lake Bodom. Sun is rising 4:48, so this night will be like 2.5 hours for me, but I don't really care. I'm not afraid of ghosts. What I'm afraid of are people, strange noises around me. I think I'm not going to sleep, but I cannot let the camera run all the time. If something happens, I turn it on. Alright, catch you later. So guys, who do you think is the murderer? This is like Mount Everest of camping on the eerie and scary places. At least in Finland, this is top of the cake. Good morning from the Murder Cape. It is 4:05, and I'm not pushing my luck. I'm not even trying to sleep any more minutes because it's quite bright already. I'm getting up, guys. I'm starting to pack. At any moment someone might come. Yeah, sure, I don't want that person will be a man dressed in black having red eyes. Let's get up now. This must go here. I think we are more or less good. All right. 65 years ago, whoever did the triple murder must have been probably coming from the other side of the cape, because the tent was up here. I was just checking out the time lapse from the night. That something or someone was moving my camera during the night. I don't know. Let's try to do some fishing. I got all the time someone biting, but not really eating the lure. Not pretty okay. Let's go. Let's go further. What is this? What is this sign? And why is it here? This was not here when I came. This place really is crazy. Okay. Let's try here. Let's try here. Yeah, the bird watchers, they were somewhere here, somewhere there, and they saw that the blonde man was walking away from the tent. But they never came any closer. They were just checking out the motorcycles. It was really close. It was so close that this murder mystery was solved already then, 65 years ago. But no. Here we are. Alright guys. I keep on fishing. But I thank you very much for coming with me to this horror adventure. This time here at the Lake Bodom. And if you haven't, please subscribe to my video. And if you like this video, put the thumbs up. We need to show YouTube that this kind of content is worth watching. Thank you again. Stay safe. Stay strong and see you somewhere outside. Ciao!